would like to have us outline things we're expecting to hear or to see tonight. We have five speakers from the different different locations engaged in e-commerce, cross-border e-commerce. All of them have something in common. They all have Africa as part of their base, if not their very base. So we are going to listen to five speakers, starting from Obazo, who is also the president of Nigerians in Diaspora Eastern Branch here in China. I would like to welcome the representative of the Shanghai Consulate to give us the opening remark. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It's my pleasure to be here at this moment. So I bring greetings from the Honorable Consul General of the Consulate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Shanghai, in person of Ambassador Chimezie Ogu, whose mandate I have to deliver these opening remarks. So, distinguished participants, it gives me a great pleasure to give an opening remarks at this auspicious event, being the second cross-border e-commerce conference with the theme Succeeding as an Entrepreneur. First and foremost, let me appreciate the efforts of the organizers of this event, the Middle East and Middle South China chapter, PayStack, and other partners for their initiatives and commitment in bringing together key personalities from the e-commerce sector to brainstorm and share experience on ways by which entrepreneurs can succeed in the ever-changing world, leveraging on the emerging e-commerce industry in Nigeria. Let me state unequivocally that there is no better time to organize this event than now. This is a period when the realities of COVID-19 pandemic and its attendant consequences have forced consumer behavior to shift towards e-commerce, as health-conscious buyers are avoiding large crowded markets, thereby creating huge opportunities for direct-to-customer models of business with online platforms and third-party delivery as the evolving reality. So let me note that among others, the e-commerce in Nigeria is strengthened by the fast-growing youth population, the expanding consumer power, and increased smartphone penetration. According to industry sources, the current e-commerce spending in Nigeria, for instance, is estimated at over $12 billion and is projected to reach $75 billion in revenues per annum by 2025. So apparently this is a huge opportunity for eagle-eyed entrepreneurs and investors who are able to identify the opportunities amidst other challenges and take advantage of such. As the saying goes, that necessity is the mother of invention, while challenges are the platform for investment opportunities. As you are aware, the federal government of Nigeria has made concerted efforts in areas considered as its key priority for growth and development, including the diversification of the economy and creation of jobs. So consequently, the federal government of Nigeria is open and committed to every meaningful initiative, especially those advanced by our teaming Nigerians in diaspora. Considering your exposure and wealth of experience, which has the propensity to contribute immensely to our national development, if well embraced. This commitment is further demonstrated in my participation at this conference to express solidarity for this initiative aimed at providing job opportunities for our teeming Nigerian youth and collective interest for national development. So at this junction, let me surreptitiously mention that I am aware that seasoned expert has been put together to do justice in today's topic. The speakers are uniquely placed to enlighten this gathering and highlight the key themes, trends, and current practices in the e-commerce industry for successful entrepreneurship. Interestingly, this would be approached with priorities and developments from local, regional, and international investors, companies, standard setters, and other influencers with a holistic perspective. I have no doubt that to a great extent, this conference will surely bridge the gap between poverty, underdevelopment, and global prosperity in the nearest future. I therefore urge all participants here present to continue to work with NIDO and other government agencies in promoting initiatives for the betterment of our dear nation. While you continue in this event, I wish you a happy celebration. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sylvester Owo, for that wonderful opening remarks. Thank you for the message from the CG himself. We appreciate and honor your presence here. It's everything for us. Thank you so much. Listeners and presenters, as we have heard, the opportunity is it's huge. We are looking at a 75 billion per annum business opportunity only in Nigeria. So here we are. We have about over 50% people that have joined already. So I believe we are all going to be joining this train back to Nigeria to do something about it. Thank you so much once more. Now, at this moment, we will have to invite Mr. Opoze G.O., e-commerce founder, Davis Arjoli, the Northeast president of NIDO, to give us his speech on this topic, niche merchandising. You're welcome, Mr. Opoze, to this wonderful second edition of Cross-Border E-Commerce.
Thank you very much, Mr. Obeta. Greetings to everyone, distinguished consular officials, and everyone who has made time to be part of this event. I am very honored to be the first speaker for this event, and the title of this event is Niche Merchandising. Like the Honorable Consular Official rightly said, the e-commerce sector is a very large sector in the whole of Africa and globally as well. Although the e-commerce sector in Africa, much resources have not been diverted towards it. Therefore, Africans, Nigerians, we have a huge opportunity to make a head start before the multinational companies and other developed e-commerce participants from developed economies actually put a big focus in Africa. Being a very big industry, a very big sector, how can we be able to get into the e-commerce sector? Not everybody has the kind of huge capital base like the likes of Jumia or Konga or the likes of Amazon, who have just made an entry into Africa through South Africa. So for entrepreneurs, what is the best way an entrepreneur can actually move into this sector and still be able to make progress and gradually develop a niche for themselves? So when we say niche merchandising, being the title of my topic for today, it actually, niche merchandising actually involves a company selling a particular category of products. or like some other companies who do general merchandising. General merchandising means you are selling goods from different category. You're selling furniture, you're selling digitals, you're selling footwears, you are selling home appliances and home improvements, which actually requires a lot of capital for you to be able to carry inventory. Okay, when we say merchandising, what is merchandising? Merchandising, from the definition, actually means companies that actually retail or sell products that they have not manufactured themselves, unlike manufacturers who actually manufacture these products themselves. Merchandisers are people who select products in the market and present these products to consumers, shoppers, and people generally. Therefore, we have different kinds of niche merchandisers because there are so many products. So sometimes people do not have all the resources to be able to carry these inventories. So this is why many companies have actually chosen a particular kind of product they want to sell. If we take examples of brick and mortar companies, these are actually retailers who have real physical stores. When we say brick and mortar, so we have the likes of IKEA, which we equally have in China. They have devoted their resources to selling home improvement furnitures, and we have the likes of Carrefour, who we equally just focus on supercenter supermarkets, and you have the likes of convenience stores, 7-Eleven, which focus their attention to neighborhoods generally. So they tend to feature their stores around communities that when people, so it provides convenience for people generally. Okay, so these are generally niche merchandisers. Okay, for the sake of time, we will cut it short. And we equally have the likes of those who sell just books. They just devote their resources, time in advertising, in procurement to just selling of one particular category of products. And when we talk about perfumes, many of us, what comes to mind will be like Sephora or other kind of retailers. When we talk of McDonald's, what comes to mind is quickly fast food, likewise. So therefore, when we now come to e-commerce, as an entrepreneur, if we do not have the kind of resources, if we are just starting new, how can we be able to compete with established e-commerce vendors? And if we are actually starting with very humble capital, how can we actually be able to join these other third-party e-commerce platforms? That brings us to niche retailing. So niche retailing involves a vendor or an entrepreneur actually identifying a customer segment. Therefore, after identifying that segment, you will equally, it will be easier for this vendor or entrepreneur as well to be able to target the kind of product you want to feature to these customers. We have examples. If you actually want to, for example, you want to target first aid supplies, you probably want to look at families. You will probably look at their income level before you will now think about targeting or picking your products. So we have the likes of plasters, bandages, gloves, plaster for kids, and stuff like that. You have those who may decide to just focus their attention on corporate gifts. So when somebody who focuses his attention on corporate gifts, he will actually just look for anything related to corporate gifts. So that means you are actually focused on one category but you have what you call deeper assortments in that category. So this gives you an advantage unlike the general e-commerce operators. They may have corporate kits in their categories, but they will not have the kind of deep assortment of somebody who actually is a niche vendor. So these can actually be an advantage for an entrepreneur. These can actually equally help an entrepreneur to be more focused, and that entrepreneur will likely be able to uh, more successful in terms of attracting sales towards their store. So for somebody who is actually using this kind of approach, what are the things that needs to be considered? Now you want to look at the demographics of your customer base. How old are your kind of customers? What are their educational backgrounds? What are their lifestyle, income level, shopping habits? So this kind of gives you an insight as to your kind of customer and how deep you should actually go in your assortment. Although you're carrying one category, it doesn't make you look less relevant, but it actually gives you a bit of more concentration and focus. So now, let's ask the question, why do we actually want to be niche sellers? One, first and foremost, is this approach actually requires you to employ less people to actually manage different departments who will actually be those who will be sourcing for products and those who might actually be helping with the branding and all that. The second reason is what? The chances of you having repeat customers are very high. It is now implanted in customers' mind that if they are looking for a particular kind of product, if they want something really specialized or customized, they know they will get it from a store, like a store that is focused on just home improvements, a store that is just focused on apparel, a store that is just focused on outdoor, things like that. Another reason is that with the limited resources these entrepreneurs have, they will not rather just do mass advertising, advertising on TV, advertising on radio, and the rest. Even if they want to advertise on radio or on TV or online, they will have targeted programs they want to direct their advertisement to. So this will have a far-reaching effect to their customers and then continue to bring orders towards these entrepreneurs. Okay, so with this kind of program, you can an entrepreneur will still be able to maintain a store on Amazon if you decide to be global, or you can still maintain a store as a vendor on Jumia, Global, Lazada, if you decide to target Asia. So these will actually still help you to still be a vendor while you do not have your own independent platform. So for entrepreneurs, it will be nice for them to be niche retailers and be well focused and targeted. Thank you once more for the time.
Wow, this is wonderful. I don't know about others, but for me, this is one of the greatest education one would ever wish to get if you want to enter into the business of merchandising. Niche merchandising is all about, from what I understand from this, it's all about how to approach the giants. If you must get something out of the world of giants, then you have to find a way to get your squeeze yourself in by cutting in from the weak side of the person. So this is wonderful, Steve. Because of time, we may just have to take one question from the audience. Um, we would like to know if there's any point that you would want the speaker to really clarify about this. Pardon. Just one person for now because we have quite a number of them lined up. We have a lot to learn. Thank you so much. Anybody want to ask any question? Could raise up hands, please. is as clear as it can be. So I believe everybody understood the point, and everybody, especially those who are wishing to get into e-commerce, would know the importance of merchandising, importance of choosing your niche. Thank you so much, uh, Mr. Rev Solid. You're known more for that name, Rev Solid, the president of Middle East. Thank you so much. Now we're moving forward to the second speaker. Uh, the second speaker is Akio Morati. I want to speak about branding. Please, I want to remind us because of time, we are already 8:44. We cannot take more than 10 minutes presentation here. So whatever we want to talk about shouldn't take more than 10 minutes, please. Thank you. The floor is yours. Welcome, Akio Morati. He's a designer, a creative designer based here in China, specifically in Shenzhen. And he's here to tell us one or two things about branding. Thank you and welcome to the floor, Akio. Akio, sorry. I can hear you. Your mic is mute. Your mic is on mute.
Oh, okay. Hi,
All right.
everyone. My name is Akio Morita Sung, and today I'm going to be speaking about how building a social media ecosystem can help convert sales on e-commerce platforms. Yeah, and I'm currently at an airport, so I don't know if somebody can upload the PPT to the system, but without the PPT, I still feel like I can go on.
All right. Hold on.
Okay, so I'm going to start speaking just to save time.
Okay, just continue. Let's find it.
Yeah, so nowadays we live in a social ecosystem world where we have got three systems. We've got three channels. First, we have the enablers, which is the phone and the social media. We have the network, which is the people. And then we have the platforms. The platforms is the e-commerce. So we have three kinds of channels that we need to connect with. First, we need to understand what kind of device we're going to use in order to be able to have this social media ecosystem. And social media is an effective and easy way to sell, or rather build brand awareness with our current generation of people. Now, how is this done? Well, basically, people think branding is always associated to design. Okay, thank you very much. We can start from the top. So the topics that are going to be covered: what is social media, what is branding, what is a digital ecosystem, and how do they influence sales on e-commerce as an entrepreneur, and how does your branding convert services online into a series. You can go to the next page. Social media e-commerce strategy helps you build brand awareness, communicate with customers, and generate more sales online. Social media and e-commerce are match made in heaven. Marketers have been using social media platforms to connect e-commerce customers for a while, and for a good reason and more. So basically, the underlying factor is social media helps sell to your clients, or rather build relationships with your clients. We live in a generation where social media is of value in the sense that well, everyone these days is connected through media, and your brand, your clients can resonate. Now, what is a brand? A brand is what people say about you when you're out of the room. And using different kind of platforms such as Instagram, WhatsApp, and WeChat is effective if you've got a brand strategy or a solid, consistent brand that has been built over a few months. So my presentation basically is underlining how sales are converted. how are sales converted basically by developing relationships through social media, and this is called social selling. Now, I know in marketing we know about the push and pull effect. Through social media, we're able to pull people to our brands because we're able to build relationship with sustainable content that we're constantly posting. And this content helps people understand the ideals, the brand archetypes, and the core values of what our brand represents. We can go on to the next page. Yeah, and I think I've mentioned this. We can go on to the next one as well. So what is social media? Oh, sorry, go back. Social media marketing and tactics that are usually used. Okay, so I don't need to use the PPT. I'll just speak because it's the last 10 minutes. So in the last recent years, there is one effective way in which we can build relationships with different people online. And one, before it was photography, but at the moment, one effective way of doing something is through videography. Now, why is videography effective? Videography is effective because you're able to convey messages that remain in the minds of the people. At the moment, people have got short attention span. So platforms are currently using what we call stories. Now, how do the stories convert to sell? Well, because people have got low attention span, they need more content that is diverse, that helps them resonate with your brand. And using videos such as social media stories or compelling videos are able to convert this sale. And this sale is called social selling. It's a way of socializing without actually pushing the client to buy your product. And for the most of actually having a social media digital ecosystem, the relationship is not actually a forced relation. Let me give an example. Nowadays, back in the day, advertisement companies would pay a bunch of models, use videos, and people would not have the opportunity to actually build relationship with models. But nowadays, models and influencers and everybody can see the people, the actual individuals. So the actual individuals can build relationships with their fans. These relationships help have an understanding of a brand, because a brand is a human being, in the sense that people want to understand the personality, not the persona of the brand. So this is a social sell, a sell that is very convenient. It's not pushy. You're pulling people because you want people to resonate with you, and the core values of your brand are distributed. Now, how do we distribute it? Well, having one platform to just sell or resonate with people is not enough. You know, these days we live with multiple platforms, and we've got multiple enablers. So in order to have the right kind of sales strategy, we need to have different platforms. An example, Instagram is a place to build your brand. Facebook is a place to build relationships. WhatsApp is a place to build communities. WeChat is also a place to build communities. Through groups, we can effectively grow our own communities and make the sell through pulling people. How do we pull people? By having effective WeChat groups and WhatsApp groups, we can actually develop the kinds of relationships that help our clients constantly understand our brand. So this is like a unique.
You have 1 minute.
Sorry?
Please, can you round up? You have 1 minute to round up, please.
I cannot get you.
Okay, I said you have 1 minute to round up, please.
Okay. So the summary is a social media digital ecosystem founded on branding. The branding archetypes and everything that you have is equally distributed on social media platforms. This is the best place to actually build relationships, and having different platforms from Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, WeChat is effective by having a strategy that is like an ecosystem. You're constantly posting content on different channels to have like a diverse perspective of your brand. So having a good social media helps build your brand consistently in the long run. And the social media strategy is the most effective, it's the cheapest, and social selling is the current way of selling. No longer do we have to force people to go onto our websites. By people seeing the value of our content, this is a cheaper and much more effective way to boost the traffic on our websites. So I guess that'll be the summary. And in my summary, I'll also talk about the digital communications, the enablers, which is the phone, the platform, and the people. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Akinyo Morati. Thank you for this wonderful, speech about the need for social media marketing. It's a very great speech, and it's a very great pointer to anybody who is in e-commerce, because marketing is actually one of the key points of actually making the real sales. This is a wonderful idea on how to communicate and how to get people imbibe your brand into the minds of your clients. Thank you so much. Thank you for this wonderful speech. And that takes us to the third speaker. The third speaker is Abisoye, an e-commerce founder as well. So we are going to run down this. Let everybody note down the questions they may have concerning any of the speakers. At the end of the entire speech, we'll be able to give space for time of question and answer. So we move forward immediately to listen to the next presenter, Abisoye. Please welcome to the event, and the floor is yours. Thank you so much. Hello, Mr. Abisoye. Can you hear me? Abisoye Bello, software engineer, founder, Project Sabatorian. Choosing the right e-commerce platform. That's your topic. Are you here? Can you listen? Can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Bello. Can you hear me? Is Bello here? Well, without wasting time, maybe the next speaker could just jump in. If he eventually meets us, he would put him in the next spot. So,
sure.
May I welcome Mr. Tochukwu Ironsi, the product specialist at Paystack, account officer for big and ambitious Paystack merchants, former analyst at KPMG. You'll be speaking on payment solution. We know your company, we know Paystack, we know the story. So we know you are coming in with what every entrepreneur will be interested in, the payment solution. So please welcome to the second edition of Cross-Border E-Commerce here in China. Thank you, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Good morning, depending on where you are. My name is Tochukwu. I'm a product specialist at Paystack. Paystack is an African payments and commerce company. We help merchants, people like you on the call, help them process payments and help them set up no-code tools to help them collect payments and sell products in Africa. Currently, we are live in 3 countries, Nigeria, Ghana, and we recently just went live in South Africa. Sometime last year, we were acquired by Stripe, the global payments company. For the sake of time, I'm just going to share my screen, and basically I'm going to be talking about how you can use Paystack to collect payments and the different tools that you can use as an entrepreneur or as a creator or a creative to to receive payments from customers around the world. So just give me a bit. Yeah. So like I mentioned, Paystack is a payments company, right? So that means if you are an existing entrepreneur and you have a website, you want to collect payments, you can integrate Paystack, right? But we also have a set of tools, or we have Paystack Commerce, which is like a set of tools that allows merchants set up no code websites. Like you can, if you want to sell something, because right now, how most people want to sell something online, they have to make a website, they will have to integrate payments, you have to do all that. Right now, Paystack has like a set of tools that allow you to, the way you set up payment, the way you set up your website on, let's say, WordPress, Paystack allows you to do that, but with payments and commerce tied into one particular platform. Right now we have what we call the Paystack storefronts, which looks something like this. And the advantage to this, to merchants like yourself, is that, as you can see, like, to set this up, I didn't have to know how to write JavaScript or HTML or CSS. You can see the two paintings at my back. Those two beautiful paintings at my back, I got them from this person, and all he had to do was open a Paystack account, set up his store, and just start selling. Those are like three in 3 steps. And why this is very important is because there are many merchants, like in China. Like I know I have an uncle that would maybe come to, he used to source his, I think he sells jewelry. He used to come and source his things in China, right? And then he had an understanding of supply right there, and he could get merchandise at a very cheap rate. And then when he would come back to Nigeria, he would then go and sell it at a shop. To be fair, it was very successful. But ultimately, the bulk of people, like we started the call with, are moving online. That means much of the people that want to buy your products, much of the people are on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on WhatsApp, and they want something that they can see, right? They want a place where, if I want to sell something, I don't have to always interact with the person I want to sell. I want to interact with a website. And Paystack has done a significant amount of work in the last 5 years to try and engender that trust in online payments, such that if you want to pay for something, you trust that if you see a Paystack checkout, that your payments would go through and everything will work out smoothly, right? So what this creates an opportunity for merchants on this call, because there are a lot of people right now who are buying things for X, and then maybe they are putting it on AliExpress, and then they would ship it to Nigeria. And because they have an understanding of how this works, they would sell it for 5X, 4X, and make a profit, right? And what is happening is that people like you, people on this call, will assume that both entrepreneurs, but also distributors or wholesalers, are leaving a lot of money on the table by not taking advantage of tools like this. And compared to other platforms where, like, I don't know, where they allow you aggregate yourself as a merchant, Paystack does not charge you anything for setting up your store. Other merchants can charge you anywhere from 10, other providers can charge you anywhere from 10 to 30% to set up your Paystack storefront, but Paystack will not charge you anything. We only charge you for the payments that you process, which is much cheaper than anywhere you would see. And I do understand that, like, most of you are in diaspora, and as much as possible, you want to accept payments from anywhere. So payments on Paystack's platforms are not just limited to where we are situated in. So if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Ghana, you're in South Africa, and you want to receive payments anywhere across the world, Paystack will allow you do that, right? If you go to and so how do you get started on this platform, right? If you go to paystack.com/sign up, right? It's just a very quick, probably one of the fastest places where you can sign up to receive payments. And once you've signed up, you've collected your details, the account you want us to settle you in, we've collected your KYC, and you signed up here, you can go to your Paystack dashboard. So you get directed to a dashboard like this, and then you can use any of the tools that you have, right? So you can set up a payment page to collect a simple payment. You can set up a product page, if you want to collect only one, one item. But if you want to set up a full store, like let's say you sell, like Mr. Pose, you want to sell, like you want to set up, you have niche merchandise you want to set up. Maybe you want to sell jewelry, or you want to set up something very particular. Or you want to sell everything, anything you want to sell as much as possible. You can set it up from here, and then once it's live, you can then start sending it and using the channels that the person we just spoke before now, can start using those channels that he mentioned to start reaching out to your customers. So that is just in a nutshell what the Paystack Commerce tools bring to you, right? Beyond that, if you are already an established business, like if you already have a website, you already have something, and you want to accept payments, local payments from people across the world, and you want to settle that money into Nigeria, you can then set up Paystack through our APIs, through our checkout, and that is also possible as well. But I wanted to highlight particularly the Paystack Commerce opportunity, because I believe it speaks to a lot of the use cases for many people that are on this call who are trying to just start a business or already have like things that they want to sell and are not necessarily selling that thing online. So the Paystack Commerce suite of tools just gives you a very low to zero barrier to entry. Like you just sign up, you set it up, and you start collecting payments. So that's just really it in a nutshell. I don't know if anybody has any questions that they want. I can share these links in the chat for the Zoom, and anyone that wants to sign up, check it out, please do. If you have any questions when you are setting it up, if there's something that is not clear, you have questions, you can send an email to support@paystack.com and someone will get across to you. So that's it from me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ronzi of the Paystack. Thank you so much for this wonderful uplifting insights into your company's programs. I'm actually one of your people, one of your subscribers, so I understand what you're talking about. And this is the first time, I understand that this is the first time you're reaching out to us here in China, and I'm hoping that a lot of people will join the trend soon. Thank you once again. For the questions, I will beg everybody, I will plead with everybody that wants to ask questions to just exercise some patience until the end of the speech so that we can all discuss the questions. I believe a lot of people would have something to say. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, the next presenter, we are calling on, we've called you before. Abisoye, are you here now? Is Abisoye available now? Bello. Is Bello here now?
I'm here right now.
Okay, great. Welcome to the event to present your speech. And Abisoye Bello is a software engineer, a founder, Project Sabedoria. His topic, choosing the right e-commerce platform. So let's sit back and listen to what he has in the back.
Are you going to hand a quick question, please? Are you going to hand over are you going to put on my PPT, or I could just do it myself?
Well,
okay,
I believe
I'm doing myself. Got it. Sure. Okay, I believe everyone can actually see this. So
yes. I'm
actually not going to take some time. I'm not going to take long, so I will just probably skip through the entire thing. My name is Abisoye. I'm actually founder of Sabedoria. And what we do is basically that we actually develop stuff, and in China, we develop apps, payment solutions, and fintech apps, and social media apps, and all that. That's what we basically do. So I'm actually going to be talking about how do you choose the right e-commerce platform. Okay, good. So we all know for sure that choosing the right e-commerce platform has been one it's actually been a tug of war due to the fact that the e-commerce business is actually booming. I mean, literally everyone actually wants to have a platform right now. Now, during the COVID period, when things were actually going bad and all that, I mean, Alibaba itself, Alibaba, Taobao, and I mean, major, even Amazon and all that, major e-commerce platform had a serious boom. And due to the fact that whatever happened during the COVID period actually led to increase in number of sales for people that were actually selling stuff online. So meaning the fact that there's a need for more e-commerce platform. That's number one. And two, there's a need for stability in the e-commerce platform. And another thing is that most of these e-commerce platforms are actually, I mean, the trend is actually changing. So for people who are actually just going into the business, who are actually just going into development, or who are actually just going into buying and selling, who actually wants to have their own presence online, they need to know the exact what kind of platform actually suit my business, because literally not all platforms works in the same way. Platform A might actually work for good things, and platform B might actually work for jewelry, and platform C might actually work for food. So literally all these platforms actually have their own differences and all that. And so uh, So in order to build an e-commerce platform, you definitely need you definitely need commerce platform like Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Volution, and Magento. Now these I know are the major players in the industry. I mean, they've taken over the major shares in the industry, and I wouldn't say I have one favorite of all these platforms. I do believe the fact that they all have their shortcomings, and like I said, the platform you want to use, you have to choose the platform you want based on the kind of business you're actually doing, or based on the kind of product you actually want to sell online. So, and to avoid taking much of your time, looking at the data that's actually available online. Now, as of 2017, the market value of e-commerce platform has actually exceeded 100 billion. So, meaning the fact that this thing is going to keep skyrocketing as long as the population of the world keep increasing. There's going to be a need for e-commerce platforms. So there is enough room for everyone to actually come into the industry. So these are the major game players in the industry. For Shopify alone, Shopify has over 500 stores, and they have over 1 million business, about 73 million products. WooCommerce on its own actually has about 4 million live websites. Then BigCommerce actually owns about 0.4% of the entire website on the entire internet right now. Volution on its own is actually a bit small. They're just coming up. So there's Wix as well. Wix just started a couple of years ago, and they're still trying to figure out their footings and all that. But however, they are doing okay. Oh, Magento, that was supposed to be Magento, not WordPress. Magento is actually doing great as well. But compare Magento to WooCommerce. I think I'll actually go for WooCommerce because of flexibility. So then Big Cartel happens to be the new game player. He's actually the new guy in the industry. And Big Cartel, I think from my perspective, I think Big Cartel is actually doing a lot. I mean, doing great. And the major advantage of Big Cartel is that it's actually good for people who are actually into paintings, selling of art and all that. So if you're not selling art, I think you don't need to worry about going to Big Cartel. You can actually use Wix or Magento or WooCommerce or Shopify. So these are the major players. So, and how do we actually choose the right platform? Now, from my own perspective, one, you need to ask yourself if this platform do have a free trial, if it's actually free. Now, because no, starting a business might actually be, I mean, it's starting a business might actually be easy to talk about, but then it's a hell of a job, you know. It's really a hell of a job. So it's not really easy, like, you know, going to the market, taking pictures and doing this and all that, and having to upload all these things to the site. It takes a lot of time. So whenever you have a platform, an e-commerce platform that doesn't actually give you a free trial or doesn't actually give you stuff for free, it means the fact that you are going to be losing. So the first thing to decide whenever you want to choose an e-commerce platform is to know if these people actually are giving a free trial and how long is the trial going to be. So I think Wix, Shopify does give free trial. No, Shopify does give trial. I'm not so sure. WooCommerce is totally free, except for some new what do they call it? They actually, except from if you want to do some sort of complicated stuff. I think I actually made some mistakes in the typings of this things. Okay, good. So comparing the cost. So after that, you actually need to compare the cost. You need to compare the cost of the platform you're actually using. Compare the cost and see how the cost actually affects your business, if it's actually good for you or not. So after comparing the cost, you need to think about the cost of hosting. Does the platform you want to use, does it actually require extra hosting? Like Shopify doesn't require hosting. All it requires you to do is to have your domain pointed at their own server. Then you need to worry about the checkout, the checkout system they actually have. Do they accept payment from your buyers, and will you be able to withdraw your payment out? How long will it take for you to withdraw your payment? Does it have to get to a particular figure before you will be able to withdraw your payments? All those things you actually need to put in place. Now, the PCI compliance, the fraud detection, the DDoS attacks, analytics, and all. So you need to take a look at all these things and see how much it costs. You know, and then putting this cost into your business and see how much you'll be able to, like, you know, afford to sell your stuff online, if it's actually reliable to put your stuff online, or if it's still much better to do it in a traditional way you've been doing in the past. So another thing to put into consideration whenever you want to host a site is to think about how flexible is the design. And can you actually design your own platform? Can you at one point call a designer or call a UX designer to customize your platform for you? Now, or do you have to stick to whatever the platform is actually giving you? I mean, I don't want to have a platform whereby all the stores there looks the same, like Alibaba does. Alibaba's platform, virtually all the stores looks the same. But like Shopify, if you actually you can actually customize designs in Shopify. You don't need to have similar designs, and so Shopify does that a lot better. So one of the things you need to put in your mind whenever you are, checking out which platform to use is to think about the design part, because whatever product you're selling, you need your product to stand out. And part of the things that's going to make it stand out is the design. Where is your logo going to be? Where is your banner going to be? Where is your navigation going to be? How do you want your end users to see your product? All those things you actually need to put them into considerations. And all these are actually part of designs. Then the functionality. So you need to test the functionality of your site before you actually commit yourself to one particular e-commerce platform. Test the functionality, figure out if everything you actually want is actually there. If it'll be easier for you to do marketing there. How would the marketing be? How would it work? The people who are going to be doing your management, would it be easy for them to use this platform? Do you need to go through some kind of learning curve to actually use this platform? So all those things you actually need to kind of put into consideration before you actually commit yourself to a particular platform for e-commerce. So above all, I'm going to say e-commerce is pretty much, it's a big business actually. It's a big thing, and a lot of people have actually been going into. I mean, there are still players going into it. Even as a Singapore, literally everyone. Okay, is it Singapore? Okay, it's a Singapore. So in Singapore, literally, I mean, everyone's actually into e-commerce. I mean, is it like e-commerce or like trading? So it's like e-commerce or trading. So virtually, I mean, a large number of people are actually into e-commerce, and they actually use Amazon for their stuff. But then, I do believe the fact that you don't actually need to use Amazon, because Amazon is pretty much like, it's if you're actually targeting Africa, so you actually don't need to worry about Amazon. Probably use something that's more Afrocentric and that really caters for African people, and that will actually accept payments in Africa and all that. So like I mentioned before, some of the platform I mentioned above do have payments. I think Paystack. I think
you have 1 minute, please.
Oh, sorry. I think Paystack actually has a plugin. Paystack has a plugin for WooCommerce. I'm not so sure. And also BigCommerce, I know for sure has a bigger flexibility. So it means you don't need to worry about so many things like that. You can actually design, develop things from ground up. So this is what I think, and this is my own presentation on choosing the right e-commerce platform. If you want a PPT, it's actually with the coordinator. I'm actually going to change some things there, then I'll send it to the coordinator again. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bello, for this wonderful insight. This event is an all-rounder event. Whatever you want in the world of e-commerce, you get it. So let's just start patient until the last speaker speaks, so that we can now summarize all these things and listen to our viewers, our listeners, to share their thoughts about all the presentations that we have heard. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and for your presentation. Now we are going to the last speaker, but not, of course, not the least. We want to hear from Jumia Global. Dario represents Jumia here. The topic he wants to speak about, meeting Jumia Global. So welcome to this wonderful event with a lot of audience waiting to hear from Jumia. We all know Jumia, a big brand in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in Nigeria, good morning, and in China, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting us and for letting us speak and introduce Jumia Global. My name is Dario Latorre, and I'm the Chief Commercial Officer of Jumia Global, our cross-border division. I am actually based in Shenzhen, China. We have an office here, and we support all the cross-border business coming from China and other parts of the world into Africa. Jumia, as many of you know, has been established in 2012 in Lagos, in Nigeria. And in the same year, we have actually launched in other countries of Africa, Morocco, Egypt, and South Africa. In the next years, we have grown the business in other countries and other regions of Africa. In 2014, we have launched the first time Black Friday in Nigeria as a major commercial event that allowed a lot of vendors to sell more of their products on our platform. In 2015, we have reached the milestone of 1 million customers across 7 countries in Africa. And actually we had, during Black Friday, the second edition, 2 million visitors in Nigeria. Then in 2016, also very important years, we have expanded, we have received important investments from other very important institutional investors. And we have actually launched the division of Jumia Global, the one in Shenzhen that I am representing. After, in 2017, we have launched Jumia Pay, which is our own payment gateway and payment solution that allows, in this case, customers to check out and use this solution to have hassle-free payments. In 2018, we have launched Jumia One. In 2019, we have done our IPO in the New York Stock Exchange. And in 2020, what we have done is we have opened another very important part of our business, which is logistics to external customers and partners in Nigeria. And we have launched another very important tech center in Cairo, Egypt. So where is our footprint? First, what is our ecosystem? We have, yes, we are a platform. So for all those of you that do not have the willingness to invest in a platform, in building their own website and building their own platform, they can join Jumia. They can join Jumia opening a store, and this is the marketplace that allows all the vendors to list products on our platform and sell this to our customer base. The biggest advantage compared to building your own website is that we already have a massive traffic on our platform. So you can list your product, and if your product are relevant for our customer, for the customer, this customer will purchase from you. So this is the big advantage of joining an established platform, Traffic. Then we have two different companies that work hand in hand with our marketplace that are very important to the success and make our group a great choice. It's Jumia Logistics, which is all our network of pickup stations, agents, last mile delivery that allows us as a marketplace to reach the end customer and delivering all the products that our customer buy. And then also, if you are a merchant and you want to use our logistics services to deliver things from point A to point B, you can reach out to us and you can use our logistics services for your own website, for example. Jumia Pay is our payment service. It allows our customer to check out safely and pay through Jumia Pay. We also give the possibility to pay the bills and recharge, top up your phone, etc., and other services. In terms of countries where we are established, Nigeria is one of our biggest markets, together with Egypt, and we are present across 11 countries, but only 9 as of today are open for the cross-border business. Tunisia and Algeria, as of today, are not yet open for the cross-border business. However, Nigeria is one of the biggest for the cross-border from China and from other regions. As I mentioned, Jumia is an ecosystem, so you can actually purchase products from electronics. We are not a niche merchandiser. We are actually a general merchandiser. We are a platform that allows our customer to buy whatever they want. So every single category, everything that you can think of, thanks also to the cross-border business that as of today has more than dozens and dozens of millions of products listed on our platform, allows to get to the Nigerian customers and the African customer to get products directly from China at a very cost-effective price. So the marketplace, you can buy products, you can buy groceries, you can buy food, ordering the food on our Jumia Food, you can pay your bills through our Jumia Pay. So these parts of the business strengthen each other and make our group very relevant for African consumers. The market opportunity, we already I mentioned e-commerce. It's if you're here joining, you already know that e-commerce is definitely going to grow in the next decade, in the next few years. So the scale of this business is definitely a place to be if you want to get the growth. Going to how to work with Jumia Global, the cross-border business. So we actually work on two main families of business models. So if you're based in China and you have your inventory in China and you're already familiar with other platforms, so you have one inventory here, you can actually list your products on Jumia Global under the dropshipping business model, dropshipping and postal business model. This means that you will have a store for Nigeria and a store for other countries, and your stock will be here. Whenever there will be an order on our platform, you will receive a notification and you will just have to send this product packed, printing the label from our system and sending to one of our fulfillment centers in China and Hong Kong. We have 6 fulfillment centers. So you just drop us the items there, and then from that point of time, Jumia is responsible to bring into the end customer, wherever the customer is, in Nigeria, in Egypt, in Morocco, in Kenya, wherever. So you have actually access to 9 of them. On the other side, you have the FBJ business, which is the overseas warehouse. As I mentioned, our company, Jumia Services, our part of the group, has warehouses and fulfillment centers. So you actually have the opportunity to bring the items in advance to our fulfillment center in Nigeria or in the respective countries. And then in actually even 1 or 2 days for the capital cities like Lagos, or in within 3 days for tier 1 and tier 2 cities, we're actually able to bring these items to the end customer. However, we actually have capability to reach majority of the territory in the countries that we operate in. What are the qualifications? We only need a business license. So you actually need to have a company registered, and this company needs to be registered in China, in Hong Kong, in Nigeria, in any country, but it needs to be in a corporate. It needs to be a business license. Then you will need a Payoneer business account under the same business license name. So Payoneer will be used to get back your safe payments. To join us, it's for free. So you do not have to pay any fee to join us. You do not have any monthly fee. So it means that you will not be charged for just keeping the account live. So you will of course have some fees, like there will be sales based, some commissions, and then if you're using our warehousing services, you will have also some storage fees. And then you will have no deposit to join our platform. So it's very easy, and all you need to do is give us the information, contact us, and then start to list your products. In terms of payments, we will give you back the money to your Payoneer account on a bi-weekly basis, and the payments will be remitted in US dollars, and there will be a predetermined exchange rate on a monthly basis that we try to keep as stable as possible for you.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. This is it. That's a wonderful insight into Jumia operations in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole, as well as in China. Thank you, all the presenters, for this wonderful insight, for this wonderful tutorial that we have received from you. Thank you for the effort. Thank you for the hard work you put through to get all this information that you have just released to us. We really appreciate. Now, audience, you can see that the organizers of this event actually have everybody in mind. You know, it's like a one-stop shop where you start, they teach you how to start and how to become a real, a real entrepreneur in e-commerce. So let me try to rephrase with some points of from the first speaker to the last one. The first speaker spoke about the niche merchandising, talking about how to cut a niche in a crowded market like e-commerce in this world. How do you identify, how do you get into the giants like Jumia, like Alibaba, like Amazon, like all these giants that are already there? How do you get into the market when you can sense, you can feel that the market is almost full? You have a giant like Jumia that's saying from payment solution to transportation to merchandise, they have everything to talk about. Now you want to build your own e-commerce platform. How do you get into it? So that's what the first speaker is telling us, that the best way to do it is to cut a niche, decide where to go in, and focus on those areas. You will definitely be better than the people who are doing everywhere in that area. Then the second speaker, Akayo, he talked about branding. Now, when you get into this market, how do you get people to know you? It's branding. So we have to think about how do we brand our businesses that we may stand out in the whole crowd, in this crowded market. How do we stand out? It has to do with the way we market our brands. Then to a payment solution, the payment giant in Africa, not only in Nigeria, in Africa, Paystack has become a household name when it comes to e-commerce or online payments platform. I mean, they have huge clients now, client base in Africa. So most of you, anybody who is in e-commerce business in Africa, definitely would have heard about Paystack. So this is another dimension that not only has the presenter given you how to get into the market or how to market it, I've also provided people who teach you, who nurture you on how to make it easier for you to really operate by providing a payment solution company like a Paystack. Then going forward, we have listened to Jumia that have made it even much more easier. Not only are they providing you the market, they are also providing you the freighting service. So the logistic, you don't have to worry about it. The marketing your products, you don't have to worry about it. They take care of all those things. So here in China here, we have quite a large number of Africans, especially Nigerians here. A lot of them are students. A lot of them are thinking on how to get into the business. And I believe that a lot of them are here tonight too. And some of us have been wondering how to get into this market. But you guys have made it easier for them, for anybody who really wants to go into it. And I'm not forgetting our brother Bello, who spoke about how to choose. Anybody who has built any platform, any website, knows that the guy is 100% right, that one of the most difficult things to do is to know the right platform for your website. If you want to do something like a Jumia multi-vendor e-commerce platform, of course, you cannot use a B2C platform. So all these people he mentioned, this is for people who are actually building or people who want to build themselves. He has provided a very broad insight into the technology that build the platform itself. So this is all-rounder discussion here. So I hope that the students or entrepreneurs who are trying to do something, especially as it concerns e-commerce, would have so many things to learn from today's event. They have so many questions that have already answered. I don't think we have so much to ask here because a lot of things have been discussed here. But still, we want to welcome a few people who have a question. Please make your question brief, and I hope that the presenter will be able to respond very briefly and directly as well. Thank you so much. I would like to know who have a question and for on what side you have question. Thank you. The floor is open right now for questions.
Oh, hello. Oh, yeah, hello. Hi. I have a few questions actually. So I have questions for both the Paystacks guy and Jumia guy. First of all, to the Paystacks gentleman that spoke, with regards to payments on the platform, are you able to receive payments in any currency and therefore transfer it to any bank globally? Or is that something that's not possible at the moment? And then second and third, should I let him answer or do all my questions? Okay, and then my questions to the Jumia guys.
Sorry, please. Could you on your camera so that the viewers can also know who is talking and maybe you can convey some kind of knowledge and for record purposes. So let's if it's possible.
I'm so sorry. I can't put my camera on at the moment. I'm feeding my baby. So with regards to the Jumia guy, he mentioned that, so I guess their platform sort of works similar to Amazon. So in essence, what I wanted to know is he able to tell us, like, for which products are currently the highest grossing or the most profitable that that Jumia has noticed with regards to their website in the drop shipping market? And then in addition to that, he mentioned that most of the things, there are barely any charges, but however, what do they charge? He didn't mention what the actual charges will entail. So is it based on sales? And if it is based on sales, what's the percentage of the cost or whatever that's allocated is it per sale? Is it a combination of sales? And I'm sorry, my name is Mrs. Osua. I'm British Nigerian based here in China, working, and my husband and I have also set up a company here in China. So for us, we are looking to And we're already operating in various markets. So I just need to have a better understanding of in terms of the payments, because that's something that's a bit difficult at the moment, is the global cross remittances across continents.
All right. Tochukwu, I believe you understand. You get,
yes, I do.
the point you're trying to make. Okay. So
Yeah.
how the payment, the charges, how's the payments? Are you able to remit dollars cross border? And what's the charges like?
Okay. So for first question, right now you can collect payments in your local currency. That is, in Nigeria, you can collect payments in Naira and both in USSD. So in USD, sorry. So that means if you want to collect payments in Naira, you want to collect payments in USD, it's the same thing. So for Ghana and for South Africa. In terms of settlement, that is the money the account that you can settle in. We can settle you both in your Nigerian account and your domicile, your US domiciliary account. We are still working on trying to find a way for you to remit that money away from your US account to whatever account that you want to. But once you receive payments from your customers and it gets settled into your DOM account, then you can move the money how you want to move it. I think the question around pricing was about, for the platform, like I mentioned, it's free to set up. We only charge you a fee for every sale that you process. Right now it's 1.5% and then 3.9% for international transactions. I don't know if that covers your question, Mrs. Osua.
All right. If I understand you well, you can receive payments and make payments for accounts within the territory where the company resides. Like for instance, a company in Nigeria, both DOM accounts and Naira accounts, you can receive payments and also make a deposit to such accounts, right?
Yes. So if you have a DOM account, you can set it up such that your customer pays in USD and you get settled in USD.
Okay, but after you have received the money, remitting the money cross border is for the vendor's business, right?
Yeah. So once we have remitted the money to you into your DOM account, you can then remit that money from your DOM account to any account that you want to from your bank. So yeah.
All right. Thank you. Mrs. Osua, does that answer your questions?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Osua. This is Dario Jumia. Thank you for your question. So in terms of categories, so the first part of your question is about opportunities, okay? So the opportunities regarding what is growing the most and what is there is more opportunity of profit, okay? On the opportunity of growing, so I think that Jumia, especially on the cross-border division, we have started in the beginning with a lot of electronics. And electronics is a category where we have a lot of competition, but still there is a great demand. Then there is a great opportunity in fashion to generate the growth, especially I believe because fashion is something that is you can bring in your experience on the market. So I think that in the fashion like shoes, accessories, and garments here, you knowing very well the taste and being like a British Nigerian, you would know what your customer would like to buy. So I would suggest probably to go towards the fashion in terms of opportunity, also because there is a higher growth in terms of items that we are selling. However, in terms of profitability, this is a very hard question to answer because it really depends a lot on your supply chain, right? So like some categories have narrower margins, some categories have more ample margins, some of the supply chains are more stretched, some of them are more tight. So it really depends how good you are to source the products, how close to the top of the manufacturing chain you are able to get, how good you are, like maybe you are able to negotiate very good deals with a factory, you have a product that is developed exquisitely for you. So it's really hard to answer the question on profitability. The second part, in regards of the second part of your question in terms of charges, so as I mentioned, there is not a fixed cost to join our platform and to maintain an account on our platform. However, we have fees, right? So these fees are going from, the key fees are a fee that is a percentage of your listed price, and is a commission, is a sales commission. This ranges between 5 to 18% depending on the category. Then you have a shipping, if you choose the drop shipping from China, you will have a fee that will be a shipping fee contribution that will be to bring the items from China to Nigeria or the country that you're planning to sell in. And then if you use the FBJ model where you are storing the items in our warehouses, you will have a per day, per item storage fee.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dario, for that elaboration. And permit me to throw in one more question to you, Mr. Dario Jr. For this drop shipping, you mentioned that your payment is usually within 1 week, right? Is it from the time you collect the item, or from the time the item gets to Nigeria? Which at what point does the 1 week begin to count?
Yes. So so let me clarify this. Yes. So what we count is the delivery date of the item. Okay. So we need to wait till the item arrives into Nigeria, then it gets to the customer. From that day, it will fall in a fortnight. So if the item, for example, it has been delivered on the 10th of the month, on the 10th of May, the payment will happen within 1 week from the closing of that fortnight. So the first fortnight is from the 4th to the 14th of the month. Then you would get you get your payment for that item delivered on the 10th before the 20th of the month. This is because it's actually in the delivery. Currently, but just to give you an idea, currently our delivery promises, and you can also see it on our website, but our delivery promises to our customer for Nigeria is between 2 to 3 weeks from the order to the time that the customer gets the item.
All right.
I have a question for you, Jumia. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for someone who wants to register in your website to sell goods to people not in Nigeria, but having a Nigerian company account, how to register?
Yeah, so let me bring you an example. I have actually several friends here in Nigeria, most of them living in Guangzhou. Actually are Nigerians living in Guangzhou, and a couple of them actually they already have are managing stores like it might be you. So the setup, it could be you could use your Nigerian business license, your Nigerian account, your bank account, and what we could do is you will get all your payments through your Nigerian account in Nigerian Nairas. So, so for example, you want to sell in Kenya, you want to sell in Ivory Coast and in other countries, you will get these amounts converted from the local currency first to US dollar and then from US dollar to Nigerian Nairas. And so yes, in short, you are able to use your Nigerian business license, your Nigerian bank account to have and register Jumia Global and sell in multiple countries across Africa.
All right.
Okay, well, someone sent me a question for pay stock.
Can I ask the question myself?
Okay, fine.
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. Sorry, I can't use my video, but if you want me to use it, it's okay.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I have my question for Paystack. First, I've used Paystack as a gateway before while using Shopify, and I really loved it. That was one of the reasons I used Shopify. That was the only reason I used Shopify, and it was okay.
Thank you.
But I had other Shopify problems, so it wasn't about Paystack. Now that there is now that Paystack has their own shop, I feel like I'm gonna try it and see what it's all about. But I want to ask, can we integrate WooCommerce and WordPress business? The business plan, the WordPress business plan, can we integrate that with Paystack? Will it pay out in Naira? Can Nigerians use it as a payment gateway?
Yes, I'm not quite sure WordPress business, but for WooCommerce, I'm quite sure that we, like as a Nigerian or South African or Ghanaian trying to integrate, you can use WooCommerce, the WooCommerce plugin on your website. So yes, but I know we have,
for the new I haven't opened. I just got home. I haven't opened the Paystack thing you just introduced to us, but. Can we, do we need to attach like a business account to it, or just a regular individual account would work fine? And are there bank restrictions, or probably maybe only GTB can do that, maybe only UBA can do that? Is there any restrictions regarding the account that the money goes out to?
Okay. So we have two types of businesses on Paystack, right? So we have startup businesses. These are for people who are just starting out, or like small scale entrepreneurs or one-man businesses that don't have necessarily a business account. They just have their own accounts. So you can open a Paystack business with that account and then receive payments. If you have a registered business and you have your CAC, you have all those registration documents, you can open a registered business on Paystack and then settle the money into your corporate bank account. So both if you have a personal account and if you have a corporate bank account, that would work. There is no restriction on the bank that you can use as for Naira particularly. Like there is no, if you want to open your GT Bank, you want to open the Polaris, you want to open the Wema Bank, any bank you have, you can open. For USD, we currently only allow for Zenith and GTB DOM accounts. But for Naira, any account that you have, as long as the Nigerian bank account would work for this. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, that answers my question. I have questions for Jumia too.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
For Jumia, I think I used Jumia in like 2016, 2015. So I don't really know how it works right now. But I noticed that for Nigeria being your biggest market, it's a bit difficult to register. I must say that. It's a bit difficult because I noticed that even while back home, we have to go through this long process of going to your office to register, to verify, to do training. This is e-commerce. I believe things should ease out, especially for an economy like Nigeria, where almost every youth is a business person. So they go to work Monday to Friday, they have to go on Saturday for training. I don't know if they still do that now. And also, I noticed that if you live in China, some of us have lived in China for 4 years, and we don't have Nigerian phone numbers anymore. We can't register individual accounts. I didn't even know there was a branch because I'm not so common. I didn't know there was a branch in Shenzhen or there's a China thing going on. We can't register just because we're here. I noticed that once you choose Nigeria, you can't use a Chinese phone number if you want to register. And you can't register without somebody back home. What about people that have businesses in China and want to sell back home? How do you cover that? For people who do not know about Jumia Global, or for people who haven't registered a company in Nigeria yet, how are we going to integrate Jumia Global with those kind of people? If we are I'm playing the card that we are the biggest market. That's the card I'm playing right now. So how do you plan on easing the restrictions? There's a lot of restrictions for Nigerians that want to do business without business account or business CAC or something like that. How do you plan on doing that in the future? And also the logistic, I really don't know about the logistic between China and Nigeria. I know that if we use the platform, we can send products. You explained that recently. But is there a separate logistic, or is there going to be a separate logistic in the future that can move goods from Nigeria, from China to Nigeria for Nigerians or Nigerian businesses? That's what I wanted to know.
Thanks,
also, sorry, can I just say the last question so the other person can pick it up? Yeah, for the person talking about the, I'm sorry, I have to check for the, the social media thing. Sorry, I'm sorry, I wasn't really, so do you have any advice on setting up Facebook ads? Because that is also a problem. So, the speaker who spoke on social media, the social media topic. So that's my question. Do you have any advice for setting up Instagram ads and Facebook ads? Because that's also a problem in some discussions. Thank you. I will listen to answers now.
Hi, Miss Annie. Thank you very much for your questions. So, and thanks for your direct feedback is very valuable. So, starting from your first part. So, in e-commerce, it's an exponential trend, right? So your experience seems to be back in 2016, and I can tell you that many things have changed ever since. Okay, so we have invested massively in technology, and one of the reasons why before probably there was much more like offline training, etc. It was also to give an opportunity to educate around it and give an opportunity to learn more about how to sell on e-commerce. However, as of today, we actually already for Nigeria and other markets, we have already established, this is if you want to register as a local vendor, that means that if you're based in Nigeria, you have a local bank account, local business license, and you want to sell only in Nigeria, you have a function which is called SSU, which is self sign up. So it actually allows you to create an account and go live within a day. Okay, you don't need to go to our office. You don't need to do anything. Of course, if your sales start to grow beyond certain limits, which we hope, you will be required to give us additional documents. We are a company listed in the New York Stock Exchange, so of course, we follow all the compliance rules and the local and respective regulations, including the United States regulations. So at a certain point in different stages, there will be a KYC that will have to be performed from our side. So we will, after your account will be created, you will have to submit some certain documentation, but you don't need to come to our office. Also, the contract now, it can be signed via our seller center. So via electronic signature. So everything has been digitalized and it's much easier into this. For a seller that is based in China, if you want to sell in multiple countries, not only in Nigeria, you want to operate as a cross-border vendor, what we require is to have a license. So you cannot be an individual. You must be having a company registered somewhere, China, Nigeria, anywhere. And you need to have a Payoneer business account for the money remittance. These need to be connected to the same bank, to the same corporation that you give us the registration for. So China, we have multiple options, right? So you can be a local vendor in Nigeria, and you are based in the country. And you are like in the local marketplace, or you can be a global vendor, cross-border, based in China or for drop shipping based in China, Yiwu, Hangzhou, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, and then from there, our logistic network can be used internationally to go to all the countries. And then also our last mile delivery is done by our Jumia logistic teams. If you use FBJ, so you are, for example, in Nigeria, and you want us to take care of our storage, and you want to take care of the storage and the last mile delivery, we can take your items, they put it in our warehouse. Whenever in Lagos or in Abuja or in any Port Harcourt or in any other city in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dario, for that wonderful response. And thank you, Ms. Annie, for the insightful questions you put forward. I believe a lot of people would actually learn a lot from your questions. At this juncture, we want to thank every participant once again, especially the presenters who made it possible to get into this year's event. Right now, we would like to call upon our honorable representative for the South China Consulate, Nigerian Consulate here in Guangzhou, for the closing remarks before we get on to our sponsors. So please, the representative of the Nigerian Consulate in Guangzhou, please, are you here, please? We thank from the first presenter, Mr. Ozier, to the last presenter, Jumia representative, Mr. Dario. This is a wonderful day for a lot of entrepreneurs here in China who are able to join us in this event. This is a wonderful event. I thank God for, I look forward for more events and sweet. And again, we would like to sincerely thank our sponsors of this event, the logistic companies like Choice Company and the AOL Global Logistics. These companies based in China here and are focused in Africa and especially Nigeria. IZE is an e-commerce platform that brings buyers and sellers here in China. Zona is a new Nigerian e-commerce company. It's a place where you can meet the suppliers and the producers for free. You just get in there and you get the contacts of the suppliers in China here. They are also an upcoming e-commerce company. And you know about Baby Arjoli. It's an e-commerce company too. It is well known here in China, especially in Shanghai, also focused on the Nigerian market. So there are a lot of things you can get from this event today. And if you have any further questions, you can contact us from the contact@brickstyle.com, or you can contact us at info@obex.com. Then if you have further questions after this event, you can let us know. We can keep on refreshing your mind and linking it up to every other organization that will help your e-commerce aspiration. Thank you once again and welcome everybody, even as we are about to close this wonderful event. On behalf of the Middle East and Middle South and all the organizers, we say thank you to all the presenters and all the people that made it possible to be here to listen to other people. It is you who made it possible. We thank you so much.
Yeah.